you don't even know anything about the community and ask them, what are we doing? Go in the community and see for yourself.
Okay, well, why don't you just if we can look at the stats and see that whatever it is you think is going on is not clearly not working. Why isn't that enough?
You don't live there, so you don't. Why? First of all,
Nobody wants to live there. Nobody wants to live in a prominent black community generally, not even black people. That's the truth.
Andrew Wilson completely obliterates this entire woke black panel over black fatigue in this heated debate, as Andrew Wilson triggers these wokies using stats and logic, which forces them into making terrible points, trying to out-debate Andrew Wilson, but Andrew totally dismantles these leftist fools. Let's get in.
So why are you using this small group of black people to generalize the whole community? I'm sorry, bro, it's racist.
Well, hang on. Let's parse this a little bit more, because I think what you're saying here is not actually factually true. I think what you're doing is you're taking the entirety of the population of African Americans in order to come up with that stat. If you parse it for just black males, the stats significantly change, don't they?
So what percentage of it that's black males then?
Well, you're talking about 6% of the entire U.S. population is black males, and that is actually where. So the problem that I see here always is when we're talking about this, people just won't be honest with what the stats actually say, and the truth is that what you just did was you took you parsed this by saying the entirety of all African Americans in the United States. That's not actually the case, right? The demographic that we're focusing on specifically is black males. So if you adjust for that, what are the new stats that you come up with?
Well, that's funny, right? Because you say that, right? But when we use black murder statistics, it's for every black person that is arrested, convicted of these murders.
Right.
And the women play a part in that too, do they not?
Not really.
What do you mean they don't?
Not really. When you're parsing it by the violence level, it's not even close. The comparison between the two. And if you hang on. If you take all violent crime, this is the case. Males are mostly in the commission of all violent crimes. So if that's the case, what we would actually do is parse it against white males versus black males when it came to the commission of violent crimes. That would be the right way to parse it.
I mean, so what you would have to also take out the percentage that are white females and
I'm totally fine doing that. And when we do, let's look at the adjusted numbers by just not adding that to the stats. Which, by the way, there's not many of them in the stats there anyway.
There are no government websites.
You don't need a government website to do it. You can just do basic math so that you can look at the percentages.
Okay, so have you done this? Have you done this yourself?
For which thing? For the identity of parsing just black males? Yes.
Have you done it yourself for the violent crime with just black males?
Well, I mean, actually, there's several justice sites which have actually done this math. I can pull several up if you give me just a minute.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, Rick, I would just love to know, why are we doing all of this? Like,
they like I said, a lot of these people they talk about the crime, and they do nothing to fix it. They do nothing to fix their own crime. They do nothing to.
Well, but hang on, that's an obfuscation, though. It's like even if it's the case that, let's say, white people don't address, or white people, sorry, they don't address any of their own in-house crime or issues or things like that. It's an obfuscation to make the claim that because they're not, this means that we can defer away from what it is that we're talking about right now.
No, it doesn't, because black people are actually doing things in these communities to try to fix the problems and the quote unquote degeneracy.
What are they doing? What are you talking about? What are they doing?
There are plenty specific groups that go against a crime in these communities. There are groups that protest.
Like who?
The street crimes.
No, they're not. Black Lives Matter went out in the street, was burning down police departments. What do you mean?
Anti-street violent protests. No, BLM is not anti-street violence protests. It's not.
Yeah, but this is my whole point is, like, look, whatever that it is that you think is going on in the black community to address this, it's not being addressed. That's for sure.
You know what's going on? How is it not being addressed?
Do you live in the black community?
Do I need to in order to know what the stats are?
So how do you know it's not being addressed?
We're not talking about stats. Do you live in the black community?
We can look at the stats. If it's being addressed, the stats wouldn't be the same way.
No. Hold on, sir. Do you ask what is being done to address it? Do you live in the community to see for yourself?
Why would I need to?
Okay, so you want to come on here and you want to talk stats.
Okay, do you work in the White House? If not, then never talk about Trump again.
No, sir. No, sir.
Just silly. That's not even an argument.
Yeah, that argument really doesn't hold up in the digital age when you have YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. You TikTok, right? We have digital access to see everything right from our phones, right from our homes. So like we don't need to live in the community specifically in order to actually understand everything or enough to really know what's going on. Like you can see the stats, you can see public posts from groups, you can see what your government says, you can there's enough data out there that you can find out enough to know that clearly whatever it is that I'm seeing is not working because it's not changing the outcome. So no, that's a poor argument, like absolutely. And if you heard the guy before when he started to say there are no government websites, really, like that's how ignorant that person is, that he doesn't even know that all of this information is publicly available on public websites, and there's nothing to stop you at all from looking up the stats like Andrew Wilson is. That's why he actually has the information. And even at that, you can go to the CDC, you can go to the DOJ, you can go to the FBI, you can go to other groups. Like there's an assortment of places that you can go to get all this information for yourself. And just do some basic math and you can figure it out for yourself. It doesn't need to be spoon-fed and handed to you. And once again, when anyone wants to point out basic statistical facts that are extreme abnormalities, what do we get? You get called a racist because people just don't want to listen to it. They don't want to listen to it. They don't want to hear it. And that's part of the problem of black fatigue. But hit that like button and notification bell if you're enjoying the video. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the link in the description and let's get back in.
What is the purpose of coming on the internet to talk about stats day in and day out? You don't even know anything about the community and asking, what are we doing? Go in the community and see for yourself.
Okay, well, why don't you just if we can look at the stats and see that whatever it is you think is going on is clearly not working. Why isn't that enough?
You don't live there, so you don't. Why? First of all,
Nobody wants to live there. Nobody wants to live in a prominent black community. Generally, not even black people. That's the truth.
Why are you concerned?
Because we have what's called we have little women on buses getting stabbed in the neck. That's why I'm concerned.
You're saying that.
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with a black person? We know that because that's the problem, right? Because the person was black, you just say, "Oh, a black person."
Well, I'm sorry, but the propensity for overwhelming violence needs to be addressed here.
So when we talk about a black person unaliving a white person on this bus, y'all love talking about this, right? Why is it the fact that just because he's black, it has to have anything to do with him being black? Why does that have nothing to do with what he's doing?
Because when he walked away, he said,
person, not his skin color.
I'll explain. I'll answer the question. Because when he walked away, I'll explain. When he walked away, he said, she called me the N-word. That's why.
Where? I've never heard that.
You want me to pull it up? You want me to pull it up?
Never heard that.
Oh, man.
Hey,
but you know, hey, Rico, can I ask you a question?
With the black community is weird.
Yeah, they have.
Can I ask you a question?
And look, he obviously has like a fan group because they all
they come in here with they all the same.
Well, but hang on, everybody here is being very respectful in this conversation, so I don't even know what the problem is there.
Rico, did you vote for Trump?
I did, yeah.
So now you all of a sudden you care about Ukrainians, huh? You care about the little Ukrainian girl on the bus now, huh?
Well, I don't even understand what the point is here.
I know you don't understand. I know you don't understand.
Yeah, well, can you make a cogent point here?
She was stabbed.
Made a good point. You voted for Trump, and now all of a sudden you care about Ukrainians. That's my point.
Do you think that before I voted for Trump, I wanted Ukrainians to die or something?
Well, you voted for him either way.
Yeah, but do you think before? Okay, hang on. I just answered your question. Answer mine. Do you think before I voted for Trump, I wanted Ukrainians to be unalived or something?
Did you vote for him?
Can you answer my question? Can you answer my question? Yes or no? Just yes or no.
Did you? Oh, he's
No,
screaming.
that's
When
asking me a
Rico,
question
you're
isn't
screaming,
answering a
Rico.
question. Asking a question is
He's
not
screaming.
answering one.
Yeah,
Do
honestly,
you think
okay,
before I voted for
yes.
Trump?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Why? Based
Yep.
on what? What makes you think I wanted Ukrainians unalived? What? What would ever lead you to that?
Because of Trump logic, and you voted for the
What
man.
Trump logic?
Simple as that.
What Trump logic?
Hmm.
What are you
Trump
talking
logic,
about?
Holy Church logic. Hmm.
So let's go back to the statistics talk, right? So
Well,
you
hang on.
say
Before we get to
that
that, I'd like him to answer to this. What Trump logic makes you think that Trump supporters wanted Ukrainians unalived when they voted for Trump? What?
You support Trump, right?
Yeah, can you answer my question? Well, we've already established that I voted for Trump.
Does Trump support Ukraine?
Right now he does, yeah.
Okay, then shut the fuck up, then.
Right now.
That would be a point against you.
That's my point.
That would be a point against you. That would be a point against you. What are you talking about, dude?
So you're
No, it's
saying this
not.
entire time
Racist
he's
white
No, it's
been
not
with
a point
Israel.
against me.
You
You
can-
know
you can
why?
say he flipped now,
Because
but that
you know
doesn't matter.
why? Because you act like you care so much about the
Talking about 6
little
million lives
Ukrainian
later.
girl. You act like you care so much about the Ukrainian girl. You get on here,
Uh-huh.
act like you care so much about her, and
Yeah.
yet you voted for a man that doesn't even support Ukraine.
He
that
does.
doesn't
I
like
said he
Ukraine, that
does
doesn't-
support Ukraine. What part of that did you not get?
Well,
He
why does he
doesn't.
love
He
Putin?
doesn't.
Then why is he sending Tomahawk missiles for them to threaten the Russians with right now, sir?
Because he loves Putin.
Can you
No,
explain that
Putin.
to me? He literally just came out and said we're sending Tomahawk missiles to the
you
Ukraine
explain
so that
the
they can
red
defend themselves
carpet?
against Russians. What are you talking about?
Can you explain? Can you explain the red carpet that was laid out for Putin that's actually doing the war crimes against Ukraine?
Oh, you mean
explain
can I
that?
explain peace negotiations between the diplomacy of my president? Yes.
Oh, that was a peace
Lord,
negotiation.
Yes.
Which
That
he
was
is
a peace
horrible at, by the way.
negotiation.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Those are
Oh,
called
wow.
peace
So why
negotiations.
is he-
They also
so-
did the same
so-
thing for
so-
Zelensky because that's how peace
No,
is
they
done.
didn't. No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No,
Is this about
didn't.
Trump or
No,
black
they
fatigue?
didn't.
Yes, they
did not
did.
lay on no red carpet for him. No, they did not.
Yeah. Look,
they did not.
Zelensky has gotten the full run. Zelensky was so disrespectful he didn't even show up in a suit to argue his case, which
Oh,
upset
there
the
it goes.
U.S. But
There it
the
goes.
thing
Now
is so
he's
funny is like,
Bullshit.
what does this have to
Why
do?
does he have to show up in a suit?
What?
Why
Because
does he have to show up in a
because that's
suit?
generally the requirement of statesmen in front of media. That's why.
If everybody could, please put down below how terrible you think these TikTokers' debating skills actually are. Like, are any of their points like really making any sense? Is it really going after anything? Like, this is just weird. Like, these people don't actually know what they're talking about. I don't even know where Ukraine came from. Like, he didn't even mention it. Like, the guy just had this point in his head and he just ran with it and he's got nothing to base it on. Like, all of these people are like that. It's like they just have broken logic that they're trying to form a point out of. And then as Andrew Wilson just stops and question by question, you realize, oh, like you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, is this, modern day education? Is this what we're getting out of, young people today? Is just idiot points that don't make any sense? Or is it just social media, fragmenting their brains? I don't know. But then again, I can't really tell the difference between that and an Ivy League student on the left who paid $100,000 for a college education. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Andrew Wilson had to say, completely obliterating this woke panel over black fatigue in this heated debate. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.